and it's 10:32. So
let's go.
Let's go for
welcome,
it.
Andrew.
Great to be here. Welcome all. So does the hand appear, Shireen, so that we can look at it?
It does.
Ah, good. Right. Board one. So have you all got right? So you can all see and everything and remember the board or whatever.
Yep, made a note. Thank you.
Very good. So I guess it's going to go past two clubs, isn't it? And I don't think West is going to come in. Double there would actually show clubs. It wouldn't show the majors or anything. So pass. And North waiting bid of 2 diamonds, consistent with nothing. And then pass, and then 2 no trumps. And so West passes. So now you can't, if you're playing Stamen and transfers as you should do here, then the 3 spade bid here would actually show the minors is the best method. But before you do that, but it does show slammy values, and I don't think North has got enough for that. So I think the practical thing for North to do is raise to 3 no trumps. And actually, the Traveller shows that every single North-South pair played in 3 no trumps. Every single one, because we had a look at it. You're about to show it. There we are. Oh, actually, one pair played 2 no trump. I lied. But basically, everybody but one played 3 no trumps. And so we'll have a quick look at the play. Now, West has to decide whether to lead a spade or a heart. A heart is more likely to give away a trick, but it's also more likely to defeat the contract. It's pretty normal to lead a heart. And you are supposed to lead the 10 of hearts when you have king 10, 9 to 5, or king 10, 9 to 4.
I'd leave the 4th house.
And Declare is going to try the jack from the dummy. It's a free shot. And then East the queen, and there's no point in ducking Declare and announcing weakness. You'd win the ace. So now it's an interesting hand to play this, really. There are, as I see it, there are 2 basic ways to play it. There's running all the clubs and trying to get a read on the hand to decide which finesse to take for your 9th trick. Because you've got 8 top tricks. You've got 5 club tricks and 3 aces. So running all the clubs and trying to get a read, or perhaps the more technical line, combining your chances, is to cash the ace of diamonds early on in case the king falls, which it probably won't, but you never know. And assuming it doesn't, then after running the clubs is to take a spade finesse. So that combines your chances slightly because you've got the chance of the singleton king of diamonds as well as the spade finesse. That line would work because the spade finesse works. The line of running the clubs and then probably playing a diamond to the queen probably does not work. So it's not clear how you should play it, really. I think it's close. The advantage when you're playing duplicate pairs of running the clubs, planning to play on the diamonds, take a finesse, is that if that works, you'll make a whole load of over tricks, which, as we know, at pairs is very important. David has sent an interesting message to say that the East-West can have a sacrifice in if you get it back to the original 13 cards now, Shireen, we won't look at the play anymore. David has an interesting comment that East-West can actually have a good sacrifice bid in 4 of a major because they're only 2 down. And you can play that after a 2 no trump opener or 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no trump, that you play landy 3 clubs. So West could chance that, and then East would go on to 4 of a major, knowing it's a double fit. The par result is bizarre. Shireen's highlighted that. The par result is 6 spades doubled -4, and that is because North-South can actually make 6 clubs if they guess it right. But par is often very arbitrary and theoretical, because why would you be in 6 clubs? And if you were in it, why would you make it? To make it, you've got to finesse the spade and throw the heart on the ace of spades. And then someone else has asked a good question. When it goes 2 clubs by South, what does a bit of 3 clubs by West mean? I think the person asking the question was thinking that it might be a Michaels bid showing 5-5 in the majors, but it's actually just not. It's actually clubs, because the 2 club bid doesn't show clubs. So you actually can't show the majors over 2 clubs, but you could after 2 clubs, no bid 2 diamonds, no bid 2 no trumps. Now you could bid 3 clubs, Landy. But I think that's all a bit pie in the sky, to be honest with you. It's not a great West hand. So I think it's normal to be in 3 no trump, and really the play's the thing, how you play it. I don't think it's clearly right to play it one way or the other. I think it would depend a lot on your opponents. If you're playing, shall we say, less experienced opponents, there's a lot to be said for running your clubs and getting a read on the hand. If you're playing international opponents, maybe you take your combination chance of cashing the ace of diamonds, planning to take a spade finesse later. Should we go on to number 2, Shireen, because we're going to try and go through the whole of the first 18. But love all your questions, by the way. It's great to ask questions. All right, so number 2 looks like another very strong balanced hand, this time West. Past 2 no trumps.
I played this hand and got 92%.
Did you? Well done.
Sorry, can hear me? Oh.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, maybe mute, but well done. But East is definitely going to do Stayman. I know East is balanced, but 4-4 major fits do normally play a trick better than no trump. And I mean, particularly important convention at duplicate pairs, actually, Stayman. Sometimes when you're playing teams bridge, 3 no trump making 9, 4 of a major making 10, doesn't really matter which game you play. The odd 20 points here or there, no difference. But when you're playing pairs, you do need to play the 4-4 fit, because you probably will make an extra trick. So Stayman from East, 3 hearts from West. By the way, I don't like puppet Stayman. I know people used to play that a lot, and still some do, but I actually think puppet 5-card Stayman gets in the way of lots of auctions and makes bidding normal hands very tricky. So I think you should just play regular Stayman, 4-card Stayman, over 2 no trump, over 1 no trump all the time. And 4 hearts from East. East doesn't have enough to look for slam. So I would expect pretty much everybody to be in 4 hearts, maybe 1 or 2 in 3 no trumps. And I suppose it's going to boil down to whether you can make the over trick on a miss discard. So what I would anticipate happening is North leading the Queen of Spades. And I would anticipate South encouraging by playing the 10, assuming you play standard signals, high encouraging. And I would think Declarer should duck that. And then the Jack of Spades. So I think what you'll do is you'll win the ace and you'll draw the trumps. 3 rounds of trumps. Now, South has got to make a discard on the 3rd trump. And South's got to follow. And now the 3rd trump. South's got to make a discard. And a club is fatal. The club allows Declarer to make 4 club tricks and drop a couple of losers from dummy. A spade is fatal as well, because now Declarer can set up a long spade and throw the 7 of diamonds from hand. So only a diamond discard from South will stop Declarer from making an over trick. And it does follow the general principle when you're discarding of throwing from 3-card suits, but not throwing from 4-card suits. That is the general principle. So probably South should get that right, but it's not easy throwing from Queen 10, 2 of diamonds. So I think it's a hard problem for South. And I would think quite a lot of Souths are going to make an over trick there. Be interesting to see the Traveller, Shireen, to see if I'm way off beam. Well, most people haven't made the over trick at the ARBC. Yeah. 3 have. Well done to them. Yeah, tough for South. So that's interesting. And 3 no trump not doing as well as 4 hearts. So Stayman working yet again. Let's go on to number 3, unless there are any questions on that. Okay, right. Well, pass from South. assuming we're playing, British style Acol rather than the strong no trump, because West has a strong no trump, but I'm assuming we're playing sort of weak no trump Acol style British. So that would be one heart from West and one spade from North, clearly. And I must say, I'll scrape up a 2-heart bid with the East hand with 3 to the ace in hearts and a singleton spade, despite being vulnerable. Quite interesting from South's perspective, this with 5 cards in hearts and also 5 good spades. South will know that North is very, very short in hearts, probably void, actually. South's going to bid 4 spades with great confidence. West's probably going to double it. Because West has got 17 points, ace, king, ace in the minors, North, South are stealing. So West probably will double it. And that's where matters will rest. South will be pretty confident that 4 spades doubled is going to make. But actually, partner's hand fits horribly badly. The king, jack of clubs are waste paper and the queen, jack, other diamond are waste paper. And 4 spades doubled is going to go 1 down. It's going to lose 4 tricks. Doesn't really matter what East leads. I actually might have led my singleton trump there with East hand. I don't normally like leading a singleton trump, but when partners announced a pretty strong hand, cutting down the roughs could be important. I don't really want to lead the ace of hearts and promote something for declarer. I'm certainly not leading the 4 of hearts, and leading a mine is a bit of a stab in the dark. So I probably would have led my singleton trump, but nothing matters. There's going to be 4 tricks to the defense there. Ace, king of diamonds, ace of clubs, and a heart trick. So unless the defense went awry at 1 or 2 tables, I would think that 4 spades double could be quite a common contract there. Dangerous prediction, probably way off, way out. Shall we have a look, Shireen? Okay. So quite a lot of several at ARBC, several north-south stopped in 3 spades. So they did well, better than I'd have done. I would have been in 4 spades doubled. So hard luck to those north-souths who are in 4 spades doubled, 1 down. One of those things. Pay off to it. Yeah. Let's have a look at number 4, Shireen. Okay, right. So interesting. Pass from West, pass from North. I would open that East hand 1 club, favouring the taps approach, opening 1 club when you have a singleton in a red suit, when you're 4-4-4-1, 1 heart if you'd had a singleton in a black suit. So I'd open a club. South's going to bid a diamond. West is, well, going to raise clubs. Probably normal just to bid 2 clubs. But if you play preemptive raises in competition, you could bid 3 clubs with that. It's a bit of a drecky hand, though, West's hand, with the queen doubleton diamond and slow rubbish everywhere. So probably just 2 clubs. Now, I think North will go 3 diamonds to the 9-card, presumed 9-card level of the diamond fit. That looks pretty normal for North. Now, well, I think East would probably pass, actually. Slightly disappointing for East not to be playing in the known club fit, but singleton king of diamonds looks wasted. So it's basically a 12 count. South's going to pass, West's going to pass. And I think that's going to be the contract. And it will, I think, as Shireen's showing with the deep finesse analysis you see in green there, it means that if you lead a very eccentric queen of diamonds, the contract will make an over trick, says +1 there. And if you lead any other of your 13 cards, it'll make exactly. And actually, West's going to lead the queen of clubs. And East is hopefully going to play the ace. That would be a bit of a blunder if East forgot to play the ace there. The king is fouled. And, well, I don't think East needs to do anything dramatic here. Just leading another club is fine, or even switching to the king of diamonds, but don't switch to a heart from under the king. That would allow declarer to make an over trick. So 3 diamonds is going to peacefully make 110. It'd be interesting to see if any East-West went on to 4 clubs. Probably
Yes.
one down.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah, a wide array of results there. 4 clubs as made, which is interesting. I think De Clara must have been inspired and laid down the ace of clubs to drop the bear king, probably to make 4 clubs. Yeah. Or maybe South switched to the Queen of Hearts at some point unwisely, because I don't think you probably will be unlikely to make 4 clubs unless you drop the King of Clubs. Yeah. So
11 tricks.
yeah. Let's have a look at number 5. Well, I reckon there's going to be a universal contract here. East-West have 25 high card points and they don't have an 8 card major fit. So the bidding's going to go pass, pass, pass. And playing a weak no trump Ackle style, West is going to open a heart. Pass. Now, for me, clear for East to go 2 hearts and not 1 no trump when you've got 3 cards normally raise. Unless they're 3 very low cards and you're 4-3-3-3, exceptionally then bid 1 no trump. Otherwise, raise. Partner's a big favourite to have a 5th heart to open 1 heart. An even bigger favourite to have a 5th spade to open 1 spade. 84 times out of 100, partner has a 5th spade to open 1 spade in British Ackle. 75% of the time, partner opens 1 heart, partner will have a 5th heart. So big favourite. South's passing. West is going to move with a bid of 2 no trumps. No need, by the way, for West to bid 2 spades, because East won't have raised to 2 hearts with 3 of them. If East also had 4 cards in spades, East would have responded 1 spade. So there's no need for West to find a spade fit, because if there's a spade fit, there's also a heart fit. So 2 no trump is the correct bid there for West, and that shows 17-18 in practice, normally with only 4 hearts. West shouldn't bid 2 no trump with a cheesy 15-16. West should just pass 1, 2. That'll do. So 2 no trump from West, pass, and East is pretty maximum, 8 points, nothing to be ashamed of, raising to 3 no trump. So I reckon most pairs are going to play 3 no trump, but whether they make it or not is Joss has said, would it be wrong for East to go 3 hearts over 1 heart to show 8 losers? Well, to be honest, it would be wrong. I would recommend that you don't use the losing trick count unless you have 4 trumps and you're unbalanced, particularly the former. You don't want to use the losing trick count with fewer than 4 trumps. And I think the losing trick count would flatter that East hand hugely with those king holdings and especially queen holdings. That is it's not a 3 heart bid. Plus, you definitely need to have a 4th trump to go 1 heart, 3 hearts. So a few reasons why you wouldn't go 3 hearts there. No, but so 3 no trump is the contract. North's going to lead the king of spades, not the 8, because king, queen, 10 is a sequence, king of spades, and it's going to go 2 of spades, 3 of spades playing standard attitude, and declare it. You are definitely going to duck. Any of you know what that's called? Where you duck when you've got the ace jack?
Bath coup.
Bath coup, very good, exactly. The Bath coup. No one quite knows whether it was invented somewhere in Avon or Somerset, or whether it was invented while someone
In the bath.
awash, lying horizontally. But anyway, there we are. Bath coup. So king of spades wins the first trick. Now North's going to know it's a Bath coup situation because South would have encouraged holding the jack or the ace, would not have played the lowest. So I don't think North's going to lead another spade here. And North's not going to switch to a heart, bearing in mind that Declarer opened 1 heart. And North's not going to switch to a club looking at king 10 to 4 in the dummy, leading from queen jack 1 would be very misguided. So the only switch that North can make here is the 8 of diamonds. Declare a cover with the 9 from the dummy. You know it's irrelevant because you've got the king 10 doubleton, but they don't. So sow the seeds of doubt. The 9, 7, 6 surround the 8. So just a routine player, the 9 there. And now I don't think South should play the jack. The diamond position is pretty much known to South. The jack is definitely a card that South needs to keep hold of. So South, I actually think, should go with the ace and then revert your 10 and then revert to the 9 of spades, top of the 2. So it's not easy for Declara to know how to play this, you know. It really isn't at all easy. I think what Declara should do is go up with the ace and so that the jack becomes a guarded card. And now I think Declara is going to play the hearts in a normal way, which is low to the king, back to the jack. And I don't think that's going to be successful, but that's probably what one would do. Heart to the king. There we are, -1. We've just blown it. And now a heart to the 9 of hearts, probably, in case there's a blockage situation. 9 of hearts to the jack. And, well, we've blown it, haven't we?
Oh.
Maybe we should have played the king of diamonds before we played the hearts so that North doesn't have a good exit. But North can actually afford to... Let's backtrack, Shireen. Can we backtrack a couple of tricks? Because I think I made a bad play there. So I think you should cash the king of diamonds, actually. Unblocking it. Now I think you should play heart to the king. You're not blessed with second sight. 9 of hearts to the jack. By the way, 9 of hearts to the jack would gain if North had the 10 that showed up on that round, and then you could later lead the 7 to the 8, so you hadn't blocked the suit. One needs to look out for situations like that. Now look at the North situation. Any card that North leads is going to give a trick here. And it's not, you know, it's very hard to see why the spade gives the contract, but the heart doesn't give the contract. Because they both give away a trick, and the club gives away the whole suit. I suppose it is because if you play the spades, then you are going to be done in the ending in hearts and clubs. Whereas if you play the hearts, you're not going to be done in the ending. But it's very, very hard to analyze that, to be honest. If you're sitting North, you could easily go wrong. And the other thing you could try is the 6 of clubs. Because if Declara's not got the 9 and your partner's got the 9, Declara's probably going to play low from dummy and not put the 10 in. And then if your partner's got the 9, plays the 9 here, then you survived. But as you see, you wouldn't survive here. So it's a very difficult situation for North that. I'm not necessarily sure that I'd get that right at the table. You know that a heart's costing a trick. You know a spade's costing a trick. You might try the 6 of clubs there. I think it's very hard. So let's actually see how Declara can make it if you play the spades. So we've won the Queen of Hearts, Shireen.
Okay.
You've won the Queen of Hearts, and now let's say you play Queen of Spades. Deep finesse tells us that's given the contract. So you throw away a minor from the dummy, let's say a club. And now you lead your other spade, 10 of spades. Diamond from dummy. Diamond from south. Okay. So now ace of clubs is how Declara is going to make it from here. It's going to be a heart club squeeze is what it's going to be. So 7 of clubs. And then a club.
Oh, I'm just going to have to ask that person to keep quiet. 1 second.
Club to the king. And then you cash the Queen of Diamonds, throwing the 9 of clubs.
Sorry, there's someone talking, and I'm going to try and ask.
Right. And North squeezed, you see.
Can you mute everybody except Andrew?
I have done, yeah. Andrew, could you unmute yourself I had to mute everyone because someone was taking a phone call. Thank you.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
All good. Yeah.
So I was asked a good question during that interesting analysis, and that is that when it goes 1 heart past 2 hearts past 2 spades, does that show 4-5 in the majors? And the answer is yes, it does. 1 heart past 2 hearts past 2 spades guarantees 4 spades and 5 hearts minimum. Yes, it does. Good question. Let's go on to number 6. Actually, we haven't seen the traveller of that one, Shireen. That would be interesting to see. Oh, gosh, much wider array of results than I would have thought. I actually thought that the bidding was relatively routine, dare I say it. Well, that's very interesting. So, okay. I confess I'm a bit surprised. Let's go on to number 6. I think I'll blame myself for the fact that so many of you are in just a low contract of 2 hearts there, because I do often say 1, 2, that'll do, but I don't mean always. I mean, unless you've got a good hand. And I think perhaps some people are taking that too literally. My apologies for that. Right, let's go on to number 6, which is also interesting. East opening 1 spade, high fives. Pass. Pass. What can you do? Right, so now what do you think North should do? I mean, I think I would double, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to make a guess as to some number of clubs. I would double. Maybe we belong in 4 hearts, or maybe I can feel my way to 3 no trumps. So I would double with the North hand there. I know it's a bit off shape, but I don't like committing to clubs. So now the question is, do you think East should now bid out the second suit and go 2 diamonds, vulnerable, facing a past partner? If East doesn't bid 2 diamonds, then South's got a very easy bid of 1 no trump to the double, and now North would go 3 no trumps because of the running suit, and West would probably lead a spade against 3 no trumps, and Declarer is going to make a lot of tricks. Declarer is going to make 11 or even 12 tricks. I'd lead the 5 of spades, by the way. There's no mud in no trump, by the way. Just lead your top from rubbish. Well, there's nothing good that East can do here. Declarer is going to make a lot of tricks. But let's rewind back to the bidding there, because maybe it was losing bridge for East to pass over the double. Maybe East should bid 2 diamonds, because after all, that's really the suit East wants partner to lead, to promote the slower cards rather than the spade. The ace is always going to win. And now it's tricky for South. South had a very easy 1 no trump bid if East passed, but it is tricky because North made a protective takeout double, which could be 9-10 points. Maybe South should go 2 no trumps, and South's got stoppers in the suit, but not so clear. And the other call that comes to mind for South is maybe to double 2 diamonds, because South has got good holdings, a very good holding in spades. And if partner's got a normal diamond holding for the double, then they don't have a diamond fit. Quite tempting for South to double, which I think would be penalty oriented. Well, let's say that South does double and West is happy. West probably would just pass, hoping that the contract will be 2 diamonds doubled, which I think probably make. But North's definitely not going to pass. And, well, the simple thing for North to do is to bid 3 clubs. I mean, North's got to bid that suit at some point. And then South would go 3 no trumps. And now I think West would know to lead a diamond. And 3 no trump is going to make only 9 tricks now. 7 club tricks and the 2 minus the aces. Yeah. I wonder what the traveller looks like there. Well, lots of people with that North hand have focused on clubs, perhaps not thinking that those clubs are 7 tricks in no trump, and you've got the ace of hearts. You need just 1 more trick from partner to make the ubiquitous contract of 3 no trumps. 3-no trump making exactly was the contract at only one table, and that's a good score for North-South, although not a great score because West found the diamond lead. And then one or two East-West have been a little bit overly bullish in spades and suffered some big numbers. But an unfavourable vulnerability, I don't think I think that probably the sum of the blame for East-West would have come to greater than 100%. I'm sure that both players probably overbid a bit there. Good. So there we are. 2 diamonds from East there was the key bid. Otherwise, very bad score for East-West. 3-no trump on a spade lead, making 11 or 12 tricks. Yeah. Let's have a look at the next board, number 7. So we have a chance to go through all of the first 18. Okay, this is another interesting one. So the key moment on this board, as so often, is the opening lead that swings more points than any other card or bid, really. So the bidding's going to go pass, pass a heart, pass a spade. You do have to bid a spade with that south hand when you're playing Acol style. Partner can easily be 4-4 in the majors, so you have to bid a spade there, not 2 hearts. West may come to life here with a takeout double. Despite being vulnerable, you want to try to compete these part scores when you've got the unbid suits, and West is limited by the failure not to open the bidding. Better to double, by the way, than bid 2 diamonds. Put your eggs in 2 baskets, not 1, by doubling. I think North's going to go 3 spades. It's about a 2.5 spade bid, but when the bidding looks like it's getting competitive, it pays to push so that you don't give the opponents a chance to have a dialogue. I mean, for example, if North just bid 2 spades, East, I think, would come with a bid of 3 clubs. And that might mean that West found the opening club lead, which is fatal for Declarer. East's going to pass 3 spades. North's going to go on to 4 spades with a reasonably working 9 count. King of Hearts, very big card. North's going to go 4 spades. And now all hinges upon West's opening lead. If West leads a club or an unlikely diamond, ace of diamonds to have a look, but that's not very likely. If West leads a club from under the king, the contract goes down. Because when Declarer loses the spade finesse, the defense can cash a club trick and cash 2 diamond tricks and the king of spades. But if West doesn't lead a club and leads, for example, a passive trump, which can often be right on the grounds of not giving a trick, it doesn't work well here because Declarer's got a side heart source of tricks in the dummy. So trump lead, let's go through it. 3 of spades, 7 of spades, king of spades, 5 of spades. Now East is going to switch to the queen of clubs, but we're going to win our ace. And we're going to draw the trumps and cash the hearts, and we can drop our 2 remaining clubs from hand. So you'd make it on a passive trump lead and you would go down on a club lead. And when you're deciding whether to lead actively or passively, the most important thing you've got to ask yourself is, do you think dummy will have a trick source? That's what you've got to decide. And dummies open 1 heart, probably 5 cards. Will they be a trick source? You don't know for sure, but there is a danger. So maybe West should lead a club, but it's dangerous leading from under a king. My old partner, Tony Forrester, would not lead a club from that holding. He detested leads from kings. So he'd have probably led a trump. I may very well have led a trump as well, and that would be fatal on this occasion. You know, you're just hoping that the trump doesn't give away a crucial tempo, whereas you're hoping a club would maybe give away a trick, but actually on this occasion, you had to lead the club. So
Andrew, I've got a question for you.
Good.
Okay, so my question is this. I'm just going to take us back to the end of the auction. Playing with my partner, we play that we use the trump suit, especially when we've got collections of little cards for suit preference. Okay,
good.
So here, if I chose to lead a spade, I would have to decide, do I want a club return or a diamond return
Good.
for my partner.
Great
if I'm
thinking.
lucky. Yeah. And I would lead the
Eight.
eight
Because
of
you'd want a diamond, wouldn't you,
yeah.
really? Probably.
Yeah. And
But it's
if
not going to help, though, is it?
no,
But
it
it's
wouldn't. But
it's a good thought.
yeah,
It's
it's
all
always
right.
because even if partner's forgotten, all right, that this is what you're doing, you haven't lost anything. And
It's a
there's
great
always
agreement. It's great you raised that, Shireen. I definitely like suit preference in trumps. It really helps. I think most top pairs play suit preference when you're leading a trump or just when you're following suit with a trump. It doesn't have to be only the lead. And that's another advantage for leading a trump. You can tell partner about the rest of the hand more with the choice of which trump you lead, but it wouldn't help here because it's the tempo that you lose. You don't get your club trick. But yeah, great point. Any other questions on that? Let's go on to number 8 then.
so that's just what the field did.
Oh, sorry, we forgot to do that. Well, interesting, isn't it, that in the ARBC, not one single north-south got that 1 to 4 spades, although 80% of the spade pairs made a 10th trick, including a couple of them who made it on a 10th trick on a club lead. So not particularly inspirational defense there. Let's go on to number 8, which is a marginal slam situation. So here's how I think it should be bid. 1 diamond from west. Pass 1 spade from east. And I'll be honest, I would make a take-out double with that south hand. I think it's fairly clear. And when the opponents have bid 2 suits, your take-out double guarantees 4 cards in both the other 2 suits minimum. Well, you've got that, so that's fine. So double. And now West probably going to go 3 diamonds, is this sort of honest Acol type bid. And North is going to be speechless. You think North should bid hearts, Shireen? I think that's a bit pushy.
Well, my view is if partner's 2 suited, I'm more happy to be.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm being too pushy.
Well,
different when they're 3 suited.
You're pretty sure that they're going to end up in probably 4 spades looking at your north hand. You don't really want your partner making a speculative double or bidding onto 5 hearts. You don't particularly want a heart lead. It feels a little bit, though, as though I don't need to bid here, probably. Although there's obviously a big heart fit, but not sure it's going to achieve a whole lot.
Okay.
So anyway, a pass. We'll go with a pass. Now, what should East bid? Well, a 3 spade bid here by East is a forcing bid. There's often big ambiguity about whether a bid is forcing or not. In fact, little plug here, I'm just finishing a book called Forcing or Non-Forcing because I felt that I needed to, let people know what bids are forcing and non-forcing so that we can all be on the same, hopefully out by Christmas. End of plug. So East going 3 spades, that is forcing. The 3 diamond bid is not forcing. But any continuation by the responder is game forcing. That is the correct way to play. So 3 spades is forcing, implying the 6th spade, but occasionally you may have to do it with 5 good ones. So South's going to pass. So now the best bid here for West, rather than just simply raising to 4 spades, is actually to bid 4 clubs. Now that has to be a control bid, inferentially agreeing partner spades, because clearly West doesn't have clubs. So control bid, presumably the ace of clubs with a spade fit. And now East is going to go 4 hearts, return control bid, up for a slam. And I don't think probably West is going to do more than bid 4 spades. West's diamonds are missing the ace, and West worried about the second round of clubs. So I think West would just bid 4 spades. And you don't push for close slams at duplicate pairs anyway, and East would pass. And actually, they've done well to stop out of a slam here because South's got a clear-cut king of clubs lead. I would say clear-cut. And well, you're not going to make a slam now. You're going to lose a diamond and the promoted queen of clubs. Yes. So I would expect the most common result here to be 4 spades plus 1, but there will probably be some 4 spades plus 2s. Let's have a look. Yeah, interesting. So 4 spades plus 1 by East with the to be honest, fairly automatic lead of the king of clubs, gets north-south 22 out of 26 victory match points at the ARBC, which is sort of about 80-85% of the match points for basically just doing normal things, because so many people have made 2 over tricks in 4 spades or 3 over tricks in 3 no trumps. It's interesting how East played the hand every single time there, interestingly. I think that my guess is that some East just bid 3 no trumps over 3 dams because they were worried whether 3 spades was forcing or not. And now South had to lead. And all the Souths led the 4 of hearts. But I just wonder on this auction, with dummy having bid very strongly diamonds and declarer having bid spades, whether you should actually lead the king of clubs as South because the hearts are too slow. So I think you possibly should actually lead the king of clubs against 3 no trumps. I mean, that wouldn't make that big a difference, but, well, I suppose it would. I mean, it would hold declarer to 11 tricks, which would be above average for north-south. Letting declarer make 12 tricks is giving declarer a very good score. And you'll see that a couple of pairs bid and made 6 spades. But I think that South really should have led the king of clubs there because of the fear of dummy's diamonds. It's what I talked about earlier. If you think dummy's got a long, strong suit, attack rather than leading a trump. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Keep your questions coming, by the way. I haven't answered them all, only because I don't think they'd necessarily be useful to most people without saying they're a bad question. But keep them coming. Right, so this is board 9. North, well, that's a really awful hand, isn't it? Would you open that a weak no trump? The field are going to open that a weak no trump, counting the points. So you probably will, in practice, open it 1 no trump, but it probably doesn't evaluate to 12 points without any intermediates or stuffing any sequential high cards. But, you know, everybody else is going to open it weak no trump, probably just getting no further than counting the points. So 1 no trump, 3 no trumps is going to be the contract. And East is going to lead. Well, against this auction, apparently unrevealing, but actually quite revealing because South hasn't done a statement or a transfer, I would say that you should lead a major suit about 7 times out of 10 here, maybe even more. So I would, as East, be choosing only between spades and hearts. I would not be leading a diamond, even though diamonds is the best lead on the hand. It would be my 3rd choice, a diamond lead. I think if you're playing teams, it's an automatic queen of spades lead because you've got to try and find your partner at home, and your partner's more likely to have 5 spades than 5 hearts. At pairs, it's closer. Queen of spades could give away a trick, an over trick, but I probably would have led the queen of spades anyway because 4 to the jack 9 is not setting the world on fire. So I probably would have led the queen of spades, even at pairs, although it's closer. Clearly queen of spades at teams. Well, how would you play the hand, declarer? Well, I would duck the first trick, frankly, see what they do. And I think West should play the 10, by the way, there, probably, as a signal. East's going to play the jack of spades. And, well, I think you would win the ace. And you might, yeah, fine. The 9s, yeah, that's fine. And now I think you would play a club to the king and a club to the jack, which is your correct percentage play in clubs. West's going to win. Maybe West should smell a rat in spades because East wouldn't really have gone queen and then jack if East began with 4 of them. But there's not a whole lot for West to do. West is going to be able to count that declarer's got the king of diamonds, otherwise declarer hasn't got enough points. So I think West might just lead the 9 of spades, even though probably West can work out that declarer's got the 13th spade, not partner. Declarer's going to win it, and declarer is probably going to cross to the ace of clubs. I don't think you need to play the 13th spade at this point. You don't really want to have to make a discard from dummy. So cross to the ace of clubs and play the jack of diamonds. And West may play the queen to stop De Clara from making 2 tricks, but it's winning the king. And that's basically it. De Clara's going to cash out now and lose a diamond at the end. So De Clara is going to make 3 spade tricks, 3 heart tricks, 1 diamond trick, 3 club tricks, and make 10 tricks. Maybe a heart lead at trick 1 would have held De Clara to 9, but I think De Clara probably can always make 10. So I'm going to guess 3 no trump +1 plurality result. Shall we find out if I'm way out? Absolutely way out. That's very interesting that every single East led the 6 of hearts bar 1. And at almost all those tables, De Clara was held to 9 tricks. So, hey, 4th highest of your longest and strongest. I think most experts would lead the Queen of Spades, if I'm honest. And certainly they would in the teams competitions, try and find partners 5-card suit. Yeah. De Clara can make 10 tricks on the Queen of Spades lead. On a heart lead. But evidently they didn't. Okay. Well done to those who did. Siobhan and Ginny, I think, did. And I think they won it overall. One direction. Right, let's have a look at number 10. Pass. Another big hand for South. Another 2 club opener. Pass. 2 diamonds. Negative stroke relay. Pass. 2 no trump. 23-24. Technically non-forcing, but can't remember the last time it was passed. North 3 diamonds, transfer. So I'll tell you what I play in this auction. I play that you always break when you've got a fit. You always break when you've got a fit. So that if you complete and you go 3 hearts, having opened 2 no trumps or having opened 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no trump, if you complete the transfer, you actually deny a fit. That's what I play. And I play that you have 3 ways to break. You can break to 4 hearts. That's not your best break, but you've got a hearty type hand and you want to play 4 hearts or higher. I play that 4 clubs is your best break, usually with 4 cards in hearts, but that's your best break. And I also play that you can break to 3 no trumps, and that's a non-forcing optional break with a no trumpy hand with 3 cards in the suit. So that if you complete, you deny a fit. So South would break, and it's probably a no trumpy hand, although the diamonds are a bit of a concern. So probably break to 3 no trumps. So that's offering a choice of perhaps playing 3 no trump rather than the major suit fit, but it guarantees a fit, to be clear. So pass, and now North clearly is going to play this in hearts, and you play always retransfers because you must have the strong hand playing it. So 4 diamonds from North, and then South goes 4 hearts. Duty bound, and there matters rest. And it is deep finesse that you see all those +2s there. The double dummy analysis says that De Clara can always make 12 tricks, but that is because the double dummy computer can see the cards, and it's going to be all about picking up the hearts. Now, the correct way to play this heart suit, not blessed with second sight, is to get to the dummy and lead a low heart to the queen. Now, that's going to lose you a heart trick because it's going to go low, low, queen, low, and then you'll have to lose to East, King, 10. The way to pick up hearts, if you can see East cards, you can lead the jack, and it goes jack, king, ace, low, and then you can get back to the dummy, roughing a diamond or whatever, and you can play low to the 8. But you're not going to get the hearts right. The only way you would get the hearts right is if West very unwisely leads a singleton trump. I did say earlier, I don't in general like singleton trump leads because you muck up your partner's holding. This is a really good case in point.
Is there any heart?
Sorry, is there any harm, Andrew, in just trying the 9 of hearts, just fishing for the 10, just in case he's
very good point. Very good point from
with no intention with no intention of not playing the queen if it doesn't appear, but why not? You know,
exactly. Why not? It's an equal card. Now, East definitely shouldn't fall for it, but that doesn't mean East won't fall for it. Quite right. Good thought. Why not play the 9? But if it goes 9-4, as it definitely should, you'll put the queen.
Yeah.
One person has asked, why not lead the jack from the dummy? Well, because you'll lose a trick when East has the bear king. That's why not. That's why you should play low to the queen. So you would make 11 tricks, but maybe 1 or 2 making 12, either because West has unwisely led the singleton trump, or because De Clara has played hearts not in the correct technical way, but worked out well on this hand. So we can have a look at the traveller now and see how many made 12 tricks. And the answer is 2. 2 made 12 tricks. Neither of them received a heart lead. And so maybe De Clara didn't quite play the hearts right, but certainly worked very well on the hand. Yeah, and then really rather too many in 3 no trumps. I think that South's got to insist on hearts being trumps there. And as you see, 3 no trump, disaster. And an oddity there as well, 4 spades. Mark says, trump lead wouldn't make sense as we know the dummy will be flat because of the type of break. Well, yeah, definitely a trump lead. It definitely does not make sense. The question is, what should West lead? Either a diamond or a club. I think it's a very close choice between a diamond and a club. In fact, in the auction that we had, which involved North making a retransfer of 4 diamonds, actually East could double that 4 diamonds. East doesn't really have a massive desire for a diamond lead, but definitely East wants a diamond ahead of a club or a spade. So the double of the 2nd diamond bid, actually the 3rd diamond bid, is not showing a fantastic diamond holding. It's just saying, I think I want you to lead a diamond. So maybe East should have doubled the 4 diamonds there in the auction that we had, and now West would know to lead a diamond. Okay, let's go on to number 11.
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Right, pass from South, pass from West, 1 club from North. Those of you playing a strong no trump might open a tactical 3rd in hand 1 no trump if strong, but it's too strong for a weak no trump. So we'll go with the normal 1 club. Pass from East, 1 heart from South, cheaper of 4s. West has a real pile of dreck, but probably would shove in a bit of 1 spade. North's going to make a 6-card repeat of clubs, 2 clubs. And it's not clear that anybody's going to bid anything over that. And it's also almost certainly not going to make on the Queen of Spades lead, which is what East would lead. De Clara is not going to waste the king, so it's going to go Queen of Spades winning. I mean, yeah. And another spade to the jack. And the question of what West does now. A diamond switch. I mean, the jack of diamonds would really hit the jackpot, but it doesn't. It seems a bit risky to me. You know, De Clara's got very few dummy entries, so you don't know partner's diamonds are that good. If I was sitting West, I'd actually probably switch to the Queen of Hearts. Feels like that's a totally safe switch, and De Clara's not going to make it. De Clara is going to make 5 club tricks and the Ace King of Hearts. That is basically what De Clara is going to make. Unless De Clara is given a trick by East switching to a diamond or something weird happening, De Clara is just going to make 7 tricks. And so that's, I think, fairly common result, plus 50 to East-West. Dangerous prediction, of course, as usual. Let's go on and have a look. Well, there were 3 plus 50s. Lots of people in 2 clubs. Actually, a lot of people making it. Georgie says, why not play another spade? Because partner is over roughing the dummy. Actually, that lets it make, because Declare is going to discard from hand, you see. If West had continued with the third spade instead of the Queen of Hearts, if you shove the Queen of Hearts back, Shireen, and you put in its place, you see all the three spades let Declare make a low or the ace. If West leads a low spade, which I think Georgie was suggesting, throw away a diamond. And now we'll have a look at the play after that because it's interesting. But East's going to rough it with a 9 of clubs. But weirdly, that's costing the defense their natural trump trick because watch what happens. Low from dummy. Now, East is probably going to switch, let's say, to a heart because diamond's too dangerous. 6 of hearts, maybe, something. Now we're going to play low from hand, beat the jack with the king. And we're going to cash the ace of clubs. Jack on our left from East. Now, the restricted choice would suggest that East playing the jack makes it more likely West has the queen. So what we would do now as Declare is we'd lead our remaining heart to the ace. And now we've got a club finesse. Club to the 10. And now we're making, you see. So that's why I don't think West should lead a third spade and should just play a heart. Because it's promoting dummy's king of spades, basically. So in a sense, it's costing a trick. And it would have cost a trick. So anyway, great question. Let's go on to the next one. Number 12. Okay, all right. Well, the pivotal moment here is probably the very first moment, which is, does West open a weak 2 spades? Theoretically, with only king and 5 rags, maybe West shouldn't. And maybe West should look at 3 hearts to the queen and think that if I open 2 spades and my partner's got 1 spade and 5 or 6 hearts, we may be playing in a very bad contract. But I don't know, at the table, non-vol against vol, it's certainly tempting to open 2 spades. I'm guessing that most Wests would not have been able to resist that temptation, and they will soon regret it. So let's have West open 2 spades, as I'm guessing that's what many Wests would do. I probably would myself, even though I don't like it very much. North's going to pass, East's going to pass, and now South's going to reopen with a takeout double. Not a perfect double without the 4th heart, but you can't have everything, and South can't just sit there, so double. West's going to pass, and do you know what North's going to do? With 4 spades, queen 10, 9, pass. Convert the takeout into penalties. East's going to pass, nowhere to go, and this is a shocker. It's going to go 3 down. It's going to go 3 down. All 13 of North's cards. Clearly, North would lead the jack of diamonds, I would say, but all 13 cards are going to result in this contract going 3 down doubled. I mean, basically, the defense are going to make 3 diamond tricks, 2 heart tricks, ace of clubs, and 2 spade tricks. Doesn't mean it was wrong to open 2 spades. It just means it was wrong this time. If West doesn't open 2 spades, then East-West will do a lot better. They may end up in 2 hearts or something. But I'm guessing there will be quite a lot of penalties there. Note North converting the takeout double into penalties. Occasionally it'll make you pay off to that. Let's see what the traveller looks like. Shireen. Okay. Many more Wests than I thought have been disciplined and have not opened. And I can see that because if West doesn't open, East is going to end up in 2 hearts. And that's the most common result. So well done, those Wests, for resisting temptation. I'm not sure I would have. And a couple of Wests have opened 2 spades and got away with it. 2 spades -1 undoubled. So slightly soft bidding and slightly soft defense there from the East-Wests at those tables. So there we are. Weak 2s, we love them. They don't always work brilliantly, but you take the long view. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Pass from north. Pass from east. One diamond from south. Now, do you think West should double that with such a sort of flat, defensive-looking hand, vulnerable? I wouldn't myself. I would pass. One or two modern experts actually favour these sorts of balanced doubles to get into the auction, but I just wouldn't. So pass. And now one heart from north. And pass. And one spade from south. And pass. Now that one spade bid is non-forcing, but it's wide-ranging up to 18 points. So I think North's too good to pass, and North would go one no trump. And that shows about 6, 7 to 10 points. Probably 7 to 10, actually. And this sort of hand. Well, South probably going to go 2 diamonds to show the 6-4 shape. And I think North's going to see that the 4-3 spade fit could play quite well. And especially at pairs, keen to play the major, probably going to bid 2 spades. Knowing it's a 4-3 fit, but hoping there'll be some roughs and pass, pass, pass. And very clear trump lead for West here. West is going to expect dummy to be 3-1 in spades and diamonds, so cutting down the roughs. Could easily be a cross rough type situation. And, well, it is an interesting hand to play this. 2 spades. You've got to go with the king of spades in the dummy at trick 1, and I imagine you've got to play diamond to the ace, rougher diamond, but I haven't. Yes, here we are. Diamond to the ace, rougher diamond, probably. Hoping to set up the suit. And now, well, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the winning line to make 9 tricks is to gamble everything on the spade and the diamond splitting 3-3 and leading a spade to the ace queen, trumps are drawn, and then giving up a diamond. That's quite a committal line, I'd say. I'm not so sure I would take that line. I might have let a heart, if I'm honest. And now heart to the king. And West's going to win. And, well, West might be able to see that that De Clara's got this line to make 9 tricks, because West knows that the spades and the diamonds are both splitting. So I actually think that West may now lead something like 9 of hearts and make De Clara rough in the long hand. Because I think West knows that De Clara is barking up the wrong tree here. So now rough. This low one, rough. De Clara's going to rough it. De Clara's going to rough a diamond. And De Clara is, well, how many tricks has De Clara made? 5. De Clara's going to basically come to the king of clubs. De Clara's going to rough a heart, cash the ace of spades, and lead a club towards the king, basically, to make 8 tricks. Yeah. I think there'll be a wide array of results here. I think there could be some playing in 1 no trump. Club up. Well, West wouldn't have put the 10 actually. It's going to be 8 tricks. The defense have got mirrored shapes, and De Clara is going to come to the king of clubs at the end. So, but let's have a look at the traveller and see. Yeah, very interesting. So my decision to get out of diamonds and into spades actually doesn't look like it's gone that well. Look, the one pair in 2 spades has gone 2 down, whereas the pairs in 2 diamonds have all romped home, most of them with an overtrick or 2 overtricks. Well, I must say I would have probably played in the 4-3 spade fit, thinking the cross rough would go quite well. But doesn't look like that's worked out so well this time. Yeah. So well done to those two diamonds who emerge with 10 tricks. That is a lot of tricks to win when the defense theoretically have two trumps, a heart and a club to win. It's interesting. 4 tables led a heart from the West Hand there. Well, I don't mind a heart lead, but if you're going to lead a heart, I think you've got to lead the big guy to cover for this eventuality and lead the ace. You see, they've all led a low heart, and that's allowed Declarer to make 10 tricks. So yeah, 6-1 better than 4-3 on this occasion, but I'd have been in the 4-3, and well, the play's the thing, I guess. Let's have a look at board 15. Do I mean 15? I think I mean 14. Doesn't 14 come up to 13? I think it does, probably. Okay, so East pass. South's bidding a diamond. Now, I definitely think West should bid 1 no trump here. Right down the middle, 1 no trump. I know the diamond stopper's ordinary, but it's a 1 no trump overcall, well within the range and shape. North, part of one thinks one should just bid 2 diamonds when one's neither side vulnerable, but probably pass, because why should they make 1 no trump, really? East going to go Stamen. Always Stamen when you're 5-4 in the majors, by the way, regardless of strength. I think South's going to poke in a little 2 diamond bid here. West 2 spades. And now North can bid 3 diamonds. So big question for East. Does East go 3 spades? There are 9 spades, and normally you do bid to the level of the fit when you think both sides have roughly equal strength. Tempting for East to go 3 spades based on the ninth trump. So we'll have East go 3 spades. Pass from South, pass from West. But you know, I think North should look at Queen Jack other spade, good hearts, the expectation that maybe 3 diamonds would have made, so protecting the 110. And I think North should make a classic pairs match point double of 3 spades. You know, if you never double them into game, you're not doubling enough, as they say. And that double is going to reap a lot of reward. It's not going to go well 3 spades double. It's going to make it's going to give I've just had a question, by the way. That's why I lost the question, but I say 5-4 in the majors, you always bid Stamen. With any point count in any Stamen situation, that was the question. But yes, North penalty double here, trying for 2 down. Okay, David says, sorry, why always Stamen? Using transfer can show 5-4 in majors. Well, I've talked about this a lot on my daily bridge cast. I play that you bid Stamen with 5-4 in the majors because you learn something when you bid Stamen. If you bid Stamen, your partner will actually tell you something. Whereas if you make a transfer bid, your partner just completes and you haven't learnt anything. So I play that if you transfer and bid the other major, you are 5-5 because all Stamen hands, all 5-4 hands bid Stamen. And it's simple as well. Thanks, David. Right. So we're going to get this contract 2 down, aren't we, North? North's probably going to lead 7 of diamonds. Don't lead mud when you're bound to have 3 cards. Just lead top of rubbish to make life clear to partner. So 7, king, ace, low, and Queen of Hearts looks to be the natural switch. I mean, Declare is going to wish that he was somewhere else. I mean, probably cover with the king. Maybe South's got Queen Jack Doubleton, Queen 10 Doubleton. You can block the suit somewhat, but not this time. North's going to basically cash the Jack 10 of hearts, and they're going to come to the ace of clubs and a spade trick. I don't think we actually probably need to play it through anymore. There's 6 top tricks for the defense here, and that double converting plus 100, which would be 3 spades, undoubled plus -2 into 300, 3 spades, doubled -2. I think that's going to make a big difference to the match points because North-South would make 3 diamonds. So let's have a look at the traveller and see how that looks. Okay, so right, so 100 would have been an average board if North hadn't doubled, and 300 is a top. 1 or 2 West's quite fortunate to get away with 4 spades without the double, but I'm afraid you get only 2 match points anyway, so didn't need to double, but probably should have. North probably should have doubled there. Okay, let's have a look at number 15. Thanks, Shireen. You're doing this brilliantly, by the way. Okay, so South Pass, West Pass. North's going to open a diamond in Acol. That would be a strong no trump, of course, if you're playing it, but we're assuming not. East a spade. South Pass. South can't complain about the cards, though, having had two club openers earlier in the set. Now, I think West is too good to pass, you know, too good to pass East overcall. East could have 16, 17 points. So that is a 1 no trump bid. That's what West should bid in response to the overcall. And the 1 no trump in response to an overcall, a 1 level overcall, shows about 9 to 12 points. I mean, clearly West can't have 12. West didn't open, but so 9 to 11 without a fit. And with a diamond holding, usually decentish diamond holding. King Jack Doubleton's not great, but diamonds haven't been bid and supported. So there's an expectation for West that East may have some diamonds. 1 no trump has the merit of the word 1 as well. So 1 no trump, North's going to pass. East is going to go 2 spades, one would think, 6 card repeat. And I think there matters will rest. And 2 spades feels like it will make exactly, confirmed by the double dummy analysis. South's leading a diamond, and Declarer is going to make, well, let's have a look at it. Diamond to the Jack and Queen. North's going to play the ace of diamonds.
Suit preference situation here?
So it should be a suit preference. Very good, Shireen. So basically, South should play the 4 of diamonds to say, I don't want the higher ranking hearts. Clubs is pretty much known to be not what I want, but I don't want the hearts. I don't have a heart picture. Well, North sort of guessed that South didn't have a heart picture, but of course South didn't know that. So now what should North do? North it's quite an awkward situation, this, for North, you know. North won't want to switch to the King of Hearts and allow Declarer to win the ace and lead a heart back to the 9 later. North won't want to switch to a trump and give Declarer finessing options. If Declarer's got, for example, leading to the King, Queen. You know what I actually quite like with a North hand? Jack of clubs. Seems weird to lead round to dummy's strong suit, but North's got control of the hand with the ace of spades, and this is going to mess with Declarer's communications, you know, doing that. So ace of clubs, Declarer plays. And Declarer is probably going to lead. It is awkward for Declarer, this, you know. I think Declarer is going to lead a second club, probably. Declarer won't want to break open the hearts. So club to the King.
Oh, sorry. Well, same thing.
No, and now King, and now King, and now King. So North's going to rough that low. And Declarer's going to over rough it. And now Declarer, you know, it's quite guessy for Declarer, but it's not clear that Declarer would actually necessarily read the situation. Declarer's way to make it is to lead a heart to the 9. So let's say Declarer does that. Not so clear. North wins the Queen, and now there isn't a good play for North here. North's probably going to play ace and another spade, because North's at least going to get the King of Hearts in the ending if North does that. So ace and another spade would be my guess with a North hand. And now I think Declarer's got enough evidence to know that the Queen's going to drop. North wouldn't be defending this way from ace Queen low in that position, and Declarer's going to lose a heart at the end. So interesting ding dong battle there. I reckon that most tables are going to be in 2 spades, and well, 7, 8, occasionally 9 tricks. Hard to judge. Let's see how Two spades goes. Well, I'm right that most are in two spades, and it's sort of what we thought really. It's what we thought. Most tables making it, but quite a few tables going one down. Interesting play, really. Okay, let's go on to number 16. Right. Okay, pass from west, pass from north. So what do you think East should open? Now, the knee-jerk is to open one no trump, weak no trump. But A, you're vulnerable, and B, you're in third chair after two passes. So it's very likely that South has a hand to double you. And when you've got such a barren 12 count, is it really wise to open third in hand vulnerable one no trump with a barren 12? I know some players will, perhaps not fully thinking about the tactical situation. It's not really necessarily the right thing to do, though. I don't think I would open that hand one no trump. I mean, admittedly, if East did open one no trump, South's got a bit of a bidding problem. It's not clear what South would do here. Might just bid two diamonds if you're playing that as natural. I know some of us play that as multi-landy. Not my favorite, by the way. Some Souths may double one no trump with a pretty good 15, but I wouldn't open that hand one no trump, to be honest. What would you think, Shireen?
What do you think of opening one spade, being a bit sort of frisky, because you might get to pass whatever.
I love the idea of opening one spade, a third in hand with a four card suit in this sort of situation when I'm not vulnerable. But I'm more into the one club because I'm thinking about safety and playing at the one level and also giving a lead to my partner. So I'm probably more on the one club. And it would be interesting to know what all of you would. There's no way we can find out, presumably, Shireen.
Well, yeah, we could ask people to.
How can we do that?
Right. Okay. So everybody has got a little option to raise a gold hand. Go like that. You'll see. Can you see the little gold hands that you can do, people?
Not only the people who are sitting east at the table, but also what you think is the right thing that you would do next time you picked up the hand. So it'd be interesting. How many would open one no trump next time? Third in hand vulnerable would be interesting to know.
Well, why don't you raise your hand, like Lisa and Nick have done? What question are you asking, and people can poll?
Yeah, so I'm asking first question. Next time you pick up this hand, next Thursday morning, whatever, how many of you would open one no trump, third in hand, vulnerable after two passes with a bad 12, such as this East hand?
So we've got a few people.
But mostly not. I mean, I definitely undersold it a bit because I do think it's not good bridge to open that hand one no trump.
It looks like very few.
Well done to the majority, because I think it's very, very dangerous. One no trump double. How do you fancy that? How many would open one club? That's my hand up. That's my hand, one club. Get in the auction, give a lead to partner. Maybe you can make a part score, and the risk of going for a penalty is far, far less. So I sort of like a one club there with the East hand. Well, let's see what would happen if East did open one club. And I realize that's probably a minority of tables happened that way, but let's see what would happen. Now, South, I think, would bid one diamond, not a takeout double. Start by bidding your main feature, and you can develop the hand more naturally that way. West, one heart, North pass. So now what do you think East should do? So one possible East bid is one spade, of course, implying 5-4. But there is another possibility for East here, and that's just to pass one heart. Now, passing one heart will only be very wrong when West is 4-4 in the majors. But is that possible? And the answer, assuming you play negative doubles, is no, it's not possible, because if West was 4-4 in the majors, West would have made a negative double. So I quite like a pass by East here, even though West may have only 4 hearts. Sometimes the opponents do something. They think you've nestled prettily in a nice contract. So I quite like a pass by East there. Now, South's not going to pass. South's going to bid a spade. So now the question is, should West come again with 2 clubs? It is tempting, I'll be honest, for West to come again with 2 clubs. Thinking partners open 1 club for a reason, probably has 5 of them. And how bizarre is that for North with 6 of them? So North's going to absolutely know for sure how the clubs are divided round the table. I think North's going to double it. And it's quite possible that that is where matters will rest. So East tried to be safe by opening a club and may very well have ended up stepping on a bit of a cowpat in 2 clubs doubled, 2 down. We don't need to look at the play in that contract, I don't think, because I'm sure very few of you played in it. Any of you North-Souths who got to 5 diamonds and made it, which I think you would make it, deserve a big clap. We don't have Andrew, to do too much clapping, though.
Could I ask, Andrew, if you did get a 1-no trump opener and then South does double?
Yeah, which I like, by the way.
Sorry?
I like the double. I like the double.
For this hand, but also for many other very different hands, and we then get 2 diamonds transferred to hearts from West. What general principles should North be applying in the double on situation now? Should a double now, or do I need to double now to show a general interest in doubling wherever they go? Do I need to pass and wait and see what happens?
Great question.
Yeah.
Great question. I mean, just backtracking, I actually play, as those watching my videos will know, I actually recommend the Halmic wriggle, so that West would redouble with a single suited hand, and that I'd play, which I play as well as teach, that if you bid at the 2 level after 1-no trump double, you're showing 4 cards in that suit and 4 cards in a higher suit. So if I was West, I would redouble to show a 5-card suit. But okay, so they're playing transfers over the double, which is the other way to play, which is absolutely fine. So now what does it mean in this auction if North doubles? Well, I think double is the way to show a hand that wants to get involved. And doesn't general values and doesn't have a bid. I don't think double particularly shows diamonds. When it's your hand, you don't tend to play lead directing doubles. You tend to play doubles showing values more. So I think North would double in your auction to show cards, as they say. Okay. East would probably, pass to show I don't have 3 cards in hearts. South would pass, salivating. West would now, well, this is getting a bit technical actually, but if you redouble here as West, that's a retransfer. So that's what West should do. Say, okay, partner, I heard you. You don't have 3 card hearts, but you've got to bid 2 hearts. I'm not preventing you from doing it. North's going to pass. East's going to bid 2 hearts. And now, it's whether or not South takes his shot and doubles it. It wouldn't be unreasonable. You just have to get it 1 down doubled. And they're almost certainly in a 5-2 fit.
Goes 4 down on best defense, but 2 down.
2 hearts double, does it really?
Yeah,
really.
But I passed, and it didn't occur to me with a situation where I'm going to get another bid that partner's going to do what he did, which is go off and find a perfectly decent diamond, actually part score, but. I'm thinking, if I pass, have I got to make a noise rather?
I think you want to make a noise to clue partner in. Yeah, I do think that. It's a very good question. Yeah. Wow, 4 down doubled. Yeah, I think South should double it in the auction that we had. I think South should double it actually. Okay, let's go on to number 17. Great question. Okay, pass from North, pass from East, a club from South, So now when your partner's a passed hand, I'm talking about West here, you can mix up your preempts. You can either be weaker or stronger because you're not going to have a game. You don't have to worry. It's tactical situations are to the fore. So I think 3 spades here by West is the right bid. Really put it to the opponents. North's going to pass. So now East has to decide whether to go up to 4 spades. West is in a pressure bidding situation here and may not have a pure hand. And East has quite good defense. So I don't think he should go 4 spades, you know. It looks to me as though 3 spades probably may make 9 tricks, maybe 8 tricks, and probably North-South haven't got a game. West pressure bid may have done the work. So I don't think East should be gilding the lily and going up to 4 spades there. So East passes. And now the bidding comes round to South, which is very awkward for South. Very awkward for South. South feels like maybe he should double for takeout to protect partner's penalty pass, but then partner may very well be bidding 4 hearts, which is hopeless for South with only 2 of them. The other option is for South to go 4 clubs, but that seems very sort of hitting one target. The other thing for South to do is just to pass. I think it's a really, really close decision. South would like it if 3-no trump showed 6 clubs and 4 diamonds, sort of unusual style, but no one ever plays the unusual 3-no trumps because 3-no trump always has to be to play, and we don't want to play 3-no trump here. I think it's really hard for South, actually. I think it's very hard. South may in the end just decide, facing a past partner, just to drop it in 3 spades. And it's actually very likely to make an over trick because North is probably going to lead a club. The Queen of Hearts lead holds declarer to 9 tricks, but a club lead, South can go with the ace of clubs, but that's going to promote Dummy's Queen of clubs for a heart discard. And I think probably North would lead a club. I mean, after all, South did open a club, so 3 of clubs. By the way, what club you lead from 3 to the 10 is a whole different story. I generally play that the 10 isn't an honor when it comes to leading. So if you've got 10, 8, 3, you tend to lead the 8. So if it does go 3, 5, I don't know. Would South play the ace? It depends on your agreements as to whether North would lead the 3 from 3 to the king. I think South may go with the jack here, you know, on the grounds that if declarer's got a bare king, then declarer's going to make a club trick anyway, so the trick will come back. I think South may play the jack. As soon as North leads a club, it's over. Declarer's going to make an over trick. As long as declarer can make a diamond trick, which declarer can lead a diamond to the king later on and then a diamond back to the jack when declarer's in the dummy. So 3 spades is going to make +1 unless North leads the Queen of Hearts, which maybe North will, but South did bid clubs. And so if East did raise to 4 spades, maybe 4 spades would make.
Yeah.
So let's have a look, see what's going on here. Yeah, you see that's what's happening. Everybody's leading a club with a North hand. And very interesting to see some leading the 10, some leading the 4, some leading the 3. I mean, the style that I generally teach is that you lead the middle from 3 to the 10, you know, on the second highest principle. So I suppose I'd have led the 4, but yeah. And you're directing me, Shireen, correctly to the very unfortunate board for Eliza and Christine, because 4 spades doubled is now going to be a top or a bottom according to whether or not declarer makes it. And unfortunately, even though declarer was had the advantage of the club lead, declarer couldn't quite make it, which is a shame because although rather good news for Jan and Sandra, because 4 spades, the truth is, should have made after a club lead. Okay. Yeah, those full board swings hurt from top to bottom. Let's go on to 18. This is going to be the last one we're going to go through. Right. East is going to pass. Definitely not a weak 2 bid. Lots of flaws. South pass. West is going to open 1 diamond. I don't feel very strongly whether you open one down to one club when you're 4-4, by the way. I think it's very much what you feel. I'd rather open a suit with king queen than a suit with ace jack, because you sort of want that suit to be led by your partner to promote your slower cards. We'll go with a diamond. North's going to pass. East going to bid a heart. South's going to pass. West's going to bid a no trump, 15 to 17. Note, by the way, in the modern style, 15 to 17, not 15 to 16. You want to play one no trump, 15 to 17, two no trump, 18 to 19, and you don't want to bid three no trump with your strong balanced hands because it cuts out the dialogue. You want to reserve the jump to three no trump for a very strong hand based on diamonds. Too strong to jump to three diamonds. But that's another story for another time. West one no trump, 15 to 17, pass. East two hearts, purely a rescue bid, no game interest. Pass from South, pass from West. And now the question is, should North reopen with a takeout double? And I'll be honest, I would. You know, the opponents have settled in what looks to be a pretty good contract for them. I'm not vulnerable. Oh, sorry. I'm misreading the vulnerability. We're actually in red. I was looking at all the white, but actually there's a crucial bit of red there that I'd failed to spot. Much, much closer now with North-South vulnerable. Much, much closer. I think it would depend a lot on my opposition, is the truth. I think if my opposition look like they're tigers, the doubling sort, I might pass it out. But if my opponents look not to be the doubling sort, I'll be in there with a double. Because I'm guessing they'll make two hearts and we're one down in whatever we play. That's my guess. Probably I would double.
So is there an inference there that East, who's shown up with a 6-card suit and not a good hand, he
may have four spades on the side.
Yeah,
there
because they didn't open two hearts. So
there's definitely an inference that East may have 4-card spades. There is, yeah. So we may not want to play two spades. We may want to play 3 clubs. I mean, this is what North thinks, not looking at South's hand. Yes, it's quite possible from North's perspective that East, with we think 6 hearts, didn't open a weak 2 bid because East holds 4 spades. Therefore, East is 4-6-1-2, 4-6-2-1. So North's thinking maybe we won't be in 2 spades, maybe we'll be in 3 clubs. It is a slightly off-putting point, but a very good point that you make, Shireen. But I think that I would probably double anyway. I'm sure my friend Zia would double there, and he wins at whole loads of pairs events because he knows that, you know, he doesn't get doubled. So pass from East. South's going to quickly and confidently go 2 spades because diamonds are out. And West's going to go 3 hearts over 2 spades. Do you think West should pick up the inference that East may have 4 spades? The trouble is East may have just chosen not to open 2 hearts with 6 very bad ones.
I don't know. I mean, what about that 15 count? It's not so great. You've only got 1 ace.
Right, but say, I don't know. I mean, if East has not opened 2 hearts with 6 rags of hearts and just a 6-3-2-2 shape, they could be in an 8-card spade fit when you've got a 9-card heart fit. So it could be really bad not to be pushed, not to go up to 3 hearts.
Okay, let's go back.
I just want to answer one question that is related to something that I said just a moment ago, that the one no trump bid here is 15 to 17 and the 2 no trump bid is 18 to 19, and on an earlier board the bidding had gone 1 heart past 2 hearts past 2 no trumps. Now that's a different auction. When East has raised weak raise 1 heart past 2 hearts, it was board 7 I think. Now the 2 no trump bid is 17-18 because you would pass with 15 to 16. So these no trump ranges, they are all entirely logical, but they are all slightly different. So if you don't quite get the logic, you probably have to learn them. But this is a 15 to 17 one no trump. Anyway, 3 hearts from West and pass, pass, pass. And they're gonna make 3 hearts, aren't they? I think. Well, a bit of guessing involved, actually. I think South's going to lead a club against 3 hearts. 8 of clubs. Just leading high for hate. I want my partners to know I've got rubbish. Mud can be murky, hence the name. So I'm leading 8 of clubs. North's going to win the king. And Well, it is interesting this for North. How to defend this. It is interesting because North is going to know that if partner has the ace of diamonds, it could run away on the clubs. So it is quite interesting for North how to defend this. I mean, one possible defense for North is to bang the ace of spades on the deck. Quite unsubtle, this defense, but let's do that. Bang the ace of spades on the deck and then switch to the 7 of diamonds, just to make sure we don't go to bed with any of our aces. Yeah. Declare is going to have to guess the hearts to mate now. So diamond now, just to make sure, because we hate to go to bed with our aces, don't we, when we defend. South's going to probably lead the queen of spades. Declare has got to guess the hearts now. But Declare is going to know that North's got the ace of hearts. No way would North be making that vulnerable, once I noticed, protection of 2 hearts without the ace of hearts. North would have almost nothing. So Declare is going to play a heart to the jack, and the contract is going to make, losing 3 aces and the king of clubs. So there we are. Is it really 9 minutes past 12? We have had a big morning. Very well done if you lasted the course. And thanks very much, Shireen. I think we're gonna finish there.
Andrew, I think this is quite an interesting hand. If I can just take us back a bit.
All right, we're not going to quite finish there.
Yeah, look, so we led the 8 of clubs,
right?
King. Now, you kind of want an entry to your hand, so it's tempting to play the 10, not the queen.
Well, the 10 would be an entry anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So you play the 10.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, the person sitting north, is there a rush for that discard? Because how is Declarer?
Well, the rush is that it's going to be discarded on the club.
Right. So do you need to rush, or can you wait a bit? Is it certain it's going to be discarded?
Well, I suppose your point is that if Declarer drops the singleton diamond on the second club, then Declarer's got to get rid of too many spades. That's a good point?
I was thinking because it's interesting to panic and think, oh no, I've got to go cash.
Maybe it was I a bit panicky. I was panicking because it was 10 past 12 and we'd outstayed our welcome.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, if it's one of those.
You're right. You're probably right, actually. Maybe you should just mumble away with the 2 of clubs. Just let Declarer do all the work. Maybe you should.
So anyway, let's go and have a look on 18, because we've been looking to see.
Mixed array.
Amazing.
Thanks, Mike. Mixed array of 3 hearts tick is average.
And if we congratulate the winners at the club.
Yeah, congratulations. Those who played at the ARBC, congratulations to Siobhan and Ginny with 64.71, but beating by only 1 match point Alex and Alan, who are well clear of third. So very well done to them. And also 2 pairs well clear in the east-west side. Emma and Diana, fantastic, 65%. And then second, Roy and Andrew, very good percentage, 63.5. Yeah, all good fun.
It looks like only 2 bad boards there from Siobhan and Ginny. Look at that splattering of green.
That is the key, isn't it? When to do well at pairs, it's all about avoiding bad boards. Yeah.
I remember a long time ago you saying that even if you're in a rotten contract, you still have to make some match points, because it's terrible to recover from a 0, and going for gold is crazy. So always try and earn some match points, even in a rubbish contract. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But try and avoid a rubbish contract, I suppose, even better. That's a huge card. Look at that. And actually, you can see when the winners played each other in the 3rd round. Actually, it went better for the opponents, but all your other boards are huge, aren't they, Emma and Diana? All your other boards are really big, except those two reds. Very big round against Jane and Ben, who's one of our strongest pairs. Yeah. Good. So, Shireen, do you think we should call a halt there?
Yeah, I think so. It's time for lunch, everyone.
Great. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Pleasure. Bye.